Right guys, Mark Crossfield here, and today I'm talking fairway woods. How can you get better with fairway woods from the ground? Simple ideas to try and make sure you're using the right club, making the right movements to get the most out of your approach play into those long par 4s and par 5s. Let me know in the comments down below if this video helps. If it does, remember to hit that like button, hit the thumbs up button down there. And if you're a subscriber already, make sure you got the bell on. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing for loads more free golf videos. Right, so playing a fairway wood, I've got a 14-degree 3-wood, I would call this, and we're going to talk about what lofts and stuff you should be playing as we go on. So I'm going to hit some shots, and as I do, I'll talk you through how I play this shot. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move the ball position up in my stance towards my front foot. What this will do is it will allow me to try and get my angle of attack and strike point and club face delivery in some kind of repeatable place. So if I was to play this ball from the middle of my stance here, I feel like it's going to go too low, it's going to squirt out to the right. So to give myself a little bit more time with the club face as it's rotating down into impact, I'm pushing it up towards my left heel, maybe an inch or so inside my left heel. You're playing arena with a fairway wood, can be anywhere from kind of start of your big toe to a couple of inches inside your left heel. Where your optimum launch comes will come from that kind of playing area. Next thing I'm going to do is have a nice wide stance, and we'll show you all this on the swing cat in a second, but I'm around 21 inches width for stance. I'm 5'11" in height. This wider stance is going to enable me to feel like I can get a bit of speed going, use what I feel as weight shift and pressure shifts to get the best angle of attacks. A little bit leaky to the right, and we'll talk about that in a second as well. But watching golfers play fairway woods from these kind of narrow stances where we then see either a lot of swaying or we see a lot of rotation as they try to hit the ball because they've not got a solid base to start really trying to turn, twist and jump a little bit, is definitely a cheap giveaway. Make sure you get a nice wide stance, solid base, grip the same, posture very much the same as kind of any other club, nice and tall, don't get too low. I see people get very low with fairway woods. Make sure you're nice and upright. Again, I'm really looking for speed. Speed is such a key with this shot. It's very, very close basically to a driver. You know, you are trying to send this one kind of as far as you can, max out. Good solid base, get some speed going, get the launches is all going to help you have a lower lofted fairway wood, and then in turn, hopefully if the speed's there, get your maximum distance. Now in my golf swing, and we're going to look at my golf swing in a second on swing cat, again the wide stance is allowing me to feel like I can get nicely behind the ball. So when I set up to this ball, I've got my left ear pretty much down on the back of that ball. If I was hitting an iron shot, I would be more in the middle with my nose on the ball. So I'm set a little bit more behind it because I want to turn in onto my right side. And then from here, as I start my downswing, I'm going to feel like I go down and then up onto my left side. So I'm going to be using the angles in my body again to try and make sure I'm not just smashing down on that ball, taking loft off, ripping it into the ground and getting these kind of like waist height killer balls. I want this to launch because I need a certain amount of launch with speed to sustain the distance that I want. So nice wide stance on my backswing, definitely feeling like I'm turning behind the ball and onto my right more than I would with an iron, and then back onto my left and up to try and hit the ball. And that's one of the biggest problems I see with fairway woods, is I very much see students play them the same as their regular swing. And if their regular swing is built, which it is for lots of golfers, say around a medium iron swing, where you're hitting 4 to 6 down with the club, so the club's coming down into the ground as they hit the ball, that is not going to work with a 14-degree fairway wood with not loads of speed. So I am very much changing my iron and driver swing, width of stance, how I start, how I move my weight, how I push on the ground between the two clubs, which I'll show you in a second. So left ear on the ball, wide stance, ball forward in my stance, turning on to right, left and up. What I'm also doing with these is I am trying to hit them as hard as I can. I am not holding back. I'm not often hitting a soft fairway wood because it'll tend to just dip out the air. If I feel like this is too much club, Like there's the odd occasion I'll hit a soft one, but not often. I'd rather go then to my next club down, a hybrid or whatever it is in your bag. So giving it plenty of speed. It's losing that one a little bit to the right, but it's still up by the green. Right, as I hit 2 more shots here, just to show you something that I want you to think about when you're practicing with your fairway wood and playing, let's show you the difference between my fairway wood swing and an iron swing, which I've recorded. So here's my fairway wood swing. You can see the ball getting up in the front portion of the stance, left ear on the ball, hands pretty level with the club head, and I'm a 21.1 inch width for stance. If you compare that to my 7 iron here and I bring it to set up, what you can see now is that the handle is forward of the head, ball's closer to the center, just slightly forward of center, and it's dissecting my face more. I'm over the ball, and I'm only a 19.2 inches wide stance, slightly less wide, and I'm 4 down with my iron, so the attack angle is minus 4.2, so I'm hitting down at that ball. That's encouraged by weight shift. So if you look at the top of my backswing, my pressure is, let's call that 60-40 right foot. You can see from the trace here, it hasn't gone that far into my heel. And then it's very keen to try and get forwards into impact. A little bit late for me, but they're up to 60% on the front foot. Now, if you compare that to the fairway wood, top of the backswing, 66-34 back foot, you can see I get a little deeper on behind the ball as well, so I have a long swing which recenters me with a fairway wood, but you can see I'm 70-30 here when my arms, if they were to stop there. And then downswing, not really trying to get ahead of it as much. I'm staying longer in my right foot, nearly 70% still as I start down, before then pushing up onto my front foot as I strike it again, 60-40 front foot. And you can see the left ear still behind the ball. Wider stance, definite push onto the right, staying there, then onto the left to try and get a launch, which you can see now is only 1.7 down. Very different angle of attack. So I just want to show you my dispersion here with my fairway wood. So what you're going to see is, you can see from the white images here that my miss isn't very often left. 1 left, 2 at target, 1, 2, 3 leaking out to the right. Now I'm going to use this data, really use this data, to work out where I aim this club. I'm not going to fight it. And then I'm going to use my average carry, 230, with a max out at 240, but easily can drop it down to 227s. So I need to know my carry numbers with my dispersion to know what I can take on and what I can't. And that's very much left and right and short and long. And that's one of the big problems with the fairway woods. I see people aiming them, playing them the same as they would play their 9-iron. They don't adjust their aim. For me, if I wanted to hit this ball really, really close to the flag, from that pattern of shots, I'm definitely going to aim a fraction more up the left and hit it, and hope I get my natural shape. And there it is, look, just curving back pretty much perfect on line. I'm not going to fight that, I'm going to play it. There'll be the odd situations where I have to fight that, and I've got weapons for that. And if you want to get more advanced and work on those different weapons to fight the natural pattern, then do. But I'm never going to choose to fight that pattern. I'm going to play it as long as the course and the situation allows me to do it. And that leads us on to the final point. 2 really key factors if you think about all your technique and you're getting that working, but you're still not having success with these. Biggest thing you've got to think about is, have you got the right loft for your speed? Most players who haven't, they generally have too little loft for their speed. In the comments down below, tell me what loft your fairway wood is. So your 3 wood, your longest fairway wood, what loft is it? Lots of you are going to put 15 degrees. So if I have a 15-degree 3 wood, I can't top out at a 240 or 250 carry, which I can get on the odd occasion. I can only get to 230, so I come down to 14. My speed allows it. Now, if you take someone like Coach Lockie, who plays in the videos, he's got a 16 or 17, I think, degree fairway wood, because where I'm someone who's adding loft, he's trying to take loft off a little bit with his fairway wood. He's a bit more down at it as well. So he has a higher base loft to then try and present a similar loft to what I'm presenting with mine. It's got to be tailored to your deliveries. Where I was 2 down, you might be 1 down to level. You might be 4 down. Again, subject to what speed you're in, the loft has to be thought about. Again, in that comment section, how many of you have been custom fit for your drivers down there? Let me know. Lots of you. How many of you have been custom fit properly for your fairway and freewoods? When I do reviews on freewoods, they don't get the same views as drivers. You all love your drivers, which is great. You want to max out. These clubs custom fit can be really good weapons. So definitely check your loft. And then the next point is you've got to watch your lie. I am not playing a freewood from the floor, from the fairway, from any kind of trickier lies. I'm going to give myself more loft and go to my hybrid. And if I do play it from a tricky lie, I'm going to accept it's going to be a miracle or a disaster shot. I'm taking away the safety net. So you start giving me ball below my feet too much, ball above my feet, downhill lies, uphill lies, any kind of rough, if it's wet rough, little divots, I am going to be very careful how I play my least lofted fairway and run back to more loft if the lie isn't allowing it. In here in the studio, good lie. I feel like I can hit very hard, or as hard as I can. Not very hard, I wish I could hit very hard, but as hard as I feel like I need to try and get one out there. Even when I mishit it, that's a low heel, that's going to run up somewhere in play. That lie is going to allow me to do that. Outside, if the lie starts getting squiffy, I hit that one, well, I'm better off hitting a 5-iron or a 6-iron or my 22-degree hybrid. It's going to go that far without the possibilities of it going really wrong. Let me know if this helps. I can do loads more as well. If you want to see more videos, down in that comment section if you want some more tips on these kind of basic ideas of how to get round the golf course, what club to use. Key points for me on fairway woods, it's that wider stance. You need a bit of speed. Get the ball forward in your stance. Make sure you're using some of those tilts in your setup to control angle of attack. And then when all that is in place, I do see some strange decision with fairway woods, playing them from the wrong lies, having the wrong loft. Definitely MOT your freewood. Not as much as you do your driver. There are cheap, low-hanging fruit gains to be had in fairway woods from the fairways. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope that helps.